Hey everybody, it's Matt Shoup with M&D Painting and Roofing, back with another episode of How We Roll. And again, this one's going to be just a little longer than a minute. I promised you that these next videos would be sharing some of our biggest business mishaps and blunders. If you just watched the previous video, I talked about painting the right color on the wrong house. We actually painted the wrong house once, back in 2007. Not too many years after that, we had a bigger mishap and blunder and what we would call a bad day at the office or bad day out in the field on the job site. It was right after the Windsor tornado. We were painting a large number of homes on a particular street in Water Valley in Windsor. And I was still managing and running a lot of the business at the time. I was doing the estimating, I was doing some of the bookkeeping, the accounting. So I was running around all over the place. And this Tuesday morning, I remember going to the bank first thing in the morning, do a bank deposit. And I received a phone call from one of my painters. His name was Raul. Now, Raul was a jokester. He always liked to, about once a week, play some kind of joke on me by saying, "Hey, Mateo," and he spoke Spanish as his first language, English as his second. I'm vice versa. So we'd always converse in Spanish and English. He'd say, "Hey, Mateo, I spilled paint all over the lady's deck. She's so upset," and he'd freak me out, and then he'd start busting up laughing, and he played these jokes on me about once a week. So this Tuesday morning, he calls me, and he's frantic. He's screaming, and he had already played a joke on me the day before, so I knew something wasn't quite right, and he said, "Mateo, you have to come quick. I banked a baby." I said, "What are you talking about?" And I hear screaming and crying in the background. We're on a job site, it's the last day of the job, and we're getting ready to spray black semi-gloss paint all over the doors of the home, the garage doors, the entry doors. And the homeowner, who was so awesome, so kind, she came out every day. She'd be holding her baby in her arms, and she'd say, "Hey, would you guys like a drink? Would you like some snacks?" And she'd come out to admire the paint job. So Raul's getting ready to spray this door, customer standing right behind him, and there was just a little kink at the end of the spray gun where something called a spray tip is inserted into the gun to make the spray pattern. So when he pulled that trigger, paint exploded everywhere, all over the house, all over the door, all over the landscaping, all over the concrete, all over Raul, all over Mrs. Homeowner and her baby. So yes, we actually accidentally painted a baby. Reason we share this story is when we have a bad day at the office, we have a mishap come up, as big and as impactful and crucial as it may be, we'll always address it and make it right. We had a big mess to clean up. We needed to make sure the baby was safe. And the reason I share this story now is I was forced to with a client that almost knew about this story, and I didn't know that I don't know how he had found out about this, but he was literally waiting to do business and engage in business with us until we stopped showing our 5.0 star shiny marketing brochure, A+ ratings and reviews, and just got real with him. And he wanted to know, hey, when's the time that you screwed something up and what did you do to make it right? So, hope you've enjoyed this video. When we meet in person, ask us about the painted baby story. We'd be happy to share more of the deeper details to it. And we just want you to know that we're going to be real with you. We're not perfect, but we're always going to make things right if anything ever goes wrong. That has been our painted baby story. And I hope you've enjoyed another episode of How We Roll. We'll see you soon.